This is not just tar balls that have washed ashore. This is heavy, thick oil as far as the eye can see.
Police are saying now that there's little chance they may be alive. Is that right?
Oh, you're absolutely right, Susan. It's a very tragic story. The father of those two missing children made his first court appearance today.
What about this word of a sales tax increase?
I don't have that word. That's your word.
Did you propose that?
I haven't proposed anything. I just said we had met with the finance committee.
What were these two guys doing out on bond in the first place?
Pump 2 right here.
Wait, no. Why?
Well, let me ask you this. They're saying that they got water in their tank.
No, we're resolving the problem. We don't need the news. We're not going to news.
Prosecutor Ashley Rich expects this to be a long trial. She says it could go into next week. We will continue to cover this trial and bring you the latest details. We will have more on today's jury selection coming up tonight on News 5 at 6.
So what's being done to protect you, the consumer? We took that question to the state banking department here in Montgomery. Well, Devin, this is what we know right now. Mobile police say a suspect walked into this bank you see behind me here around 11 a.m. this morning and fired 2 shots into the ceiling, demanded cash, and took off. The Mobile Bay Bears looking to get back on the winning track. Well, it looks like incumbent Mike Dean will serve the people of South Mobile County for another 4 years. We're coming to you from his victory party in Tillman's Corner. Let's see if we can try to get a wind gauge here. But we are starting to see that storm surge come in here in Biloxi. We're still getting wind, rain, and plenty of flooding, as you can see in the Biloxi area. Bayview Avenue is underwater.
There is definitely a major fire here on the West I-65 Service Road in Mobile. You can see it there.
We're only about 2 miles from Dolphin Island, and from what we can see, it looks all right now. There's no sheen, there's no oil. The Coast Guard has been out farther than that, but they say they haven't spotted anything either. We wanted to put Goodson's idea to the test, so here we go. We got our water, we got our oil, and we've got our hay. Let's see what happens.
We poured in the oil, gave it a good stir, then in goes the hay.
It looks like the hay worked. It got most of the oil out of the water. There is still a little bit of sheen left.
News 5's Kimberly Curth joins us now live from Cedar Point, where she has spent the day talking to locals. Kimberly, what's the feeling there?
Well, folks down here will tell you they never thought they would see anything worse than Hurricane Katrina, but they never expected to see an oil spill either. We talked with one bait shop owner who fears this catastrophe could do him in. Mac McRae's Pier and Bait Shop has taken a beating over the years thanks to hurricane after hurricane. Katrina wiped him out.
Nothing was left except a few pilots gathered around.
But Mac was able to rebuild.
In about a week, you're gonna see all over the place.
This time, he doesn't think he'll be able to get back on his feet.
So I looked out and I said, you know, the weather's bad, it looks like a hurricane, but the thing about Katrina and all of them that were coming this way, I knew in 4 or 5 months I'd be back up and running.
Like a hurricane, Mac knows it's not a matter of if, but when the oil makes landfall.
I'm scheduled to have a boom around the pier, but when you have seas that are 2 to 3 feet, the boom is not going to do any good. And if they don't shut that valve off, I mean, this is beyond catastrophic. It's going to devastate so many people. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Generations and generations of fishermen, oystermen.
Do you think you're going to lose your business to this?
Oh, yes. And the thing about it, I have 3 large SBA loans that are drafted out of my account each month. And I don't know what, I don't want to go there because it's too tough.
The thought brings him to tears.
Get your fishing pole.
So for now, he's just going to enjoy the livelihood he loves so much while he still can. And Mac is not the only one who is worried. Just down the road in Heron Bay, you will find a similar story. Another bait shop owner who has had to rebuild his shop 4 times because of hurricanes. Now he is once again concerned for the future of his business. We will hear from him coming up tonight later in our show. For now, reporting live from Cedar Point, Kimberly Curth, News 5. Martha and Bruce Sorensen say their vacation to the Gulf Coast was ruined after filling up Sunday at this gas station on Dauphin Island Parkway.
I mean, we spent 2 days sitting in the hotel. We're basically hanging around here when we could have been out sightseeing. I've never been to Mobile before.
Well, we were going to be here for 4 whole days, and we sat in the hotel for 2 whole days without transportation.
At more than $4 a gallon, they filled up with premium and were on their way.
And as soon as I started the car and pulled out into traffic, the car started bucking really hard. It was hard to shift, and so it stalled.
But the Sorensens say that $61 purchase ended up costing them about $1,000.
They had to drain the tank, they had to refill the tank, clean it, refill it, change filters.
According to the Sorensens' repair bill, the fuel quality was tested and a large amount of water was found in the fuel. The Sorensens say this is a sample of that gas taken from their car.
There's water in the bottom of the bottle. This part is the water, and the rest of it's the gas.
When we were in the gas station, I held the sample and I said, I hope you're not buying premium gas here. And people's eyes, just open wide.
We went to the gas station and were confronted by a store clerk who was not happy to see our camera.
Your pump too right here?
Wait, no.
Well, let me ask you this. They're saying that they got water in their tank.
No, we're resolving the problem. We don't need the news. We're not going to news.
While at the station, we also found an inspector from the Alabama Department of Agriculture. He did not want to go on camera either, but confirms he was there to investigate whether water was in the fuel. An out-of-order sign was placed on some of the pumps. The gas station manager, who also would not go on camera, says they were ordered to do that by the inspector.
We'd like to be reimbursed for, technically it was over $900 for, this water and the fuel problem. And we think we should be reimbursed for that.
I talked with the State Department of Agriculture. Stedman Hollis tells me the inspector did find a small trace of water today in the premium gas, but says it was nothing that was out of the ordinary. And he says the out-of-order signs that you saw on the pumps were removed because all the pumps were in compliance. The tanks were not tested this weekend. He says they will keep an eye on this gas station. And there's good news to report. After talking with News 5, the gas station manager tells me they will reimburse the Sorensens for their expensive repair bill. Billy White says his little boy's health is now at risk, all because of a sewage problem he says his landlord won't fix.
My son was out here on Easter Sunday playing with all the other kids hunting Easter eggs and chasing each other, and my son fell in a septic tank that had blown the lid open from the raw sewage running out.
This is home video White shot of his 4-year-old son Trevor after that fall.
All the way up to his waist where he fell through the sewage tank.
Before he was taken to the hospital. Now White's worried his son could contract a handful of diseases, or worse.
Luckily, there was somebody out here. Had there not been somebody out here, he could have drowned and died right there. That is why I'm so upset.
White showed us the problem. Raw sewage is overflowing in his yard and next door.
I've asked my landlord for 8 months to fix this sewage that's running over on the ground. Constantly he's told me, clean your yard up and I'll fix the sewage. Well, I've cleaned it up. Once I get it cleaned up, he rides by and tells me, you're doing a good job, rides in, rides out, and I don't hear anything else out of him.
He even filed this complaint with the Mobile County Health Department about the raw sewage and asked someone to help ASAP. The health department tells us they did find a failing sewage system here and raw sewage on the ground. Does this pose a health risk?
Oh, obviously. Anytime that you've got raw sewage on the ground, that's the whole reason we have septic tank systems in the first place.
We wanted to know what White's landlord had to say about this mess.
This is Kimberly Kerr with WKRG News 5.
So we gave him a call.
Can you make any comments regarding the raw sewage issue there in between lot 18 and 19 and the fact that a child has fallen into a septic tank?
No, ma'am, I can't comment. I'm sorry.
White's landlord says he's been advised by his attorney to not comment. As for White, he says he really can't afford to move, but says he has no choice. He says his son can't live like this.
My son shouldn't have to play in sewage because I won't clean my yard up.
Kimberly Curth uncovered activity the state says is illegal.
Just look on any street corner in Alabama or browse the yellow pages. They're not hard to find.
The reasons that we hear from people are just, you know, I just need a little bit extra to get me through to payday.
Phyllis Gainey is in the payday loan business. She manages Ace Title Loan in Mobile. Gainey will tell you there's a market for these type of loans that deal in quick cash where no credit is no problem.
We have a place in our community for very short-term, quick solution financial problems that people have on a daily basis, and mainly it's because of unexpected expenses.
This is how it works. Alabama law only allows a customer to take out a maximum of $500, and legally the lender can charge no more than $17.50 for each $100 borrowed. So that means if you take out $500, you'll be charged $87.50, and you'll have 31 days to pay off your debt.
We charge slightly less. We charge 17%, and that's for a full 30 days.
But we found one payday loan company advertising in the yellow pages that wants to charge you $25 per $100 borrowed. The state of Alabama says that's illegal. They may advertise here, but they operate in Nevada. We call cashback payday loans. Hi, this is Kimberly Kerr with WKRG News 5, but our calls were not returned.
So what's being done to protect you, the consumer? We took that question to the state banking department here in Montgomery.
The state says it was not aware of the problem until we brought it to their attention.
That is illegal, and certainly if that's the case, then they'll probably face some kind of penalty.
The Alabama Superintendent of Banks says they have notified cashback payday loans that they must appear in Montgomery for a hearing. In the meantime, our investigation has prompted the banking department to make some changes